Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Megan Burkhart and I teach language acquisition at Cocalico High School. Language acquisition is also known as English Language Development or ESL. All of the students that I have in class this semester were also with me last semester, so hopefully you're very familiar with how things go in my course, but I did want to take this opportunity to update you with what we are focusing on this semester and what you can expect while your student is in my class. So the purpose of this course is to work on the English language, specifically in the areas of reading, writing, speaking, and listening. So we do that in a variety of ways by completing different activities every day. And so let's take the time to look at some of those activities so you know what to expect. We start class every day by completing a journal activity, and that journal activity is done electronically in writing or typing, and those activities are different every day. We target grammar, parts of speech, creative writing, opinions, punctuation, all types of writing skills that we are working on in class, and then this gives students the opportunity to practice those skills a little bit more independently. The next area that we target is literature, and this is where we really develop our reading skills, but also our listening comprehension. So during the first semester, we read To Kill a Mockingbird together as a class, and the way that we typically do that is I read out loud, and then we have class discussions while students are following along in their books to make sure that they understand what's going on and discuss any main points, literary elements, things that are important within the text that they need to be aware of. And then from there, they work on showing their comprehension through some summarizing activities, vocabulary, and other skills that we can target through those texts. So I do read all of those out loud. So while they are following along in the book, they are also working on their listening comprehension at the same time. So we are wrapping up our activities with To Kill a Mockingbird right now, and we'll shortly be moving into our next novel within the next few weeks. This year, I also have included a spelling unit as part of our class, and I take this opportunity to give students new words every week. Some of them they may be familiar with, and some of them may be new to them. We typically get our new spelling list on Mondays, and we spend the rest of the week practicing those skills, and then we do a quiz on Friday. Now, for the spelling words, not only do we practice spelling them correctly, but it's also important to make sure that students understand what those words mean. And so we don't just target the spelling, we also take a look at the definitions and how we would use those words within our own writing and speaking. So they also take a comprehension quiz at the end of the week as well. Another section of our class is our grammar instruction. So we start off with the basic parts of speech, nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, and we practice understanding what they mean, how to use them in a sentence, how to identify them in a sentence, and what their purpose is in the English language. And then as we continue, we kind of expand on that, get a little bit more complex and complicated with our grammar instruction, and go from there. Another activity that we work on is our read aloud listening activity. So every Friday, typically, I choose a book from my classroom library and read the first chapter or so out loud to the class. And this gives students an opportunity to hear some different books that are in my classroom that they might be interested in, but it's also a good way to see how well they are understanding English when it is only based on what they are hearing. So they listen to me read the first chapter or two, and then at the end of that time, I ask them to rate the book. What did they think of it so far? But also to write me a one-sentence summary of what they think is going on in that book so far. And this is a good way for me to get an idea of what their listening comprehension is like, depending on the reading level of the book, and see what areas we need to target moving forward. The last area that we try to work on as much as possible is our speaking. And we've been doing that through Schoology assignments where students are asked to record their thoughts or opinions on different things we're discussing in class. So most recently, students were asked to record their opinions about some of the major themes from To Kill a Mockingbird. When we do these recordings, students do not have the opportunity to write down the information first, so they're not reading from anything. It's purely based on their understanding, their thoughts, their opinions. And this way, it's as natural to what their current speaking ability is as possible. And then that way I have the opportunity to go back and listen to those speaking activities later, and we can talk about ways to improve our speech, our fluency, our volume, and target some words that might be providing some difficulties. So in addition to these activities, I also try to include some time during class, at least once a week, where I can help students with work for their other classes. But I do also invite the students to come up to my room during focus whenever they want, pretty much, so that I can help them with their other classes. If you find that you have any questions about anything that's going on in my classroom, please do not hesitate to contact me at any time. My email address is included on this slide. You can reach out to me through talking points, or you're welcome to call the school, and I will do my best to get back to you within 24 hours. I look forward to continuing to work with your students, and please be in touch if you have any questions. Thank you.